Hi everyone, it's Sue from Artcraft and Journals. I'm here today to just use up some of the junk mail that I've got recently. This was actually only one sort of day's junk mail in the mailbox. And look, they're cardboardy sort of things. Look, they're just advertisements, mostly from companies. I think they're all, yep, almost all of them are house sales ones, except for this one, which is advertising a travel centre. So I thought, you know what, instead of throwing them in the paper bin, I'm going to use them to make some ephemera for some journals. So the very first thing I'm going to do is just gesso them so that the glue and whatever sticks better to them. So I will do that and put you on fast forward. I hope everybody is well. I'm good. The weather's a little bit warmer now here, which is lovely. It's nice to see the sun and feel it sort of coming through the windows. My house is quite dark, so it is nice to at least some of the sun's coming through the windows. I hope you are crafting along with me while I do this. You would have seen on the screen at the front what the materials I have sort of picked out to use. I'm going to try and do that now so that if you do want to do a similar thing, you can pause the video, have a look at what I've grabbed and grab some similar items. Of course, they're not going to be exactly the same, but you know, similar ones will work just as well, I imagine. And now I will actually fast forward because I've got a few more to do. Or I might cut it out the video, not sure yet, we'll see. Okay, what I've done is I've gessoed them and dried them mostly. This one I did both back and front because I want to use this one as a tag that I want to fold up. This one I did both sides, but the rest I just did one side. Okay, so just put those out of the way for the moment. Okay, now this one, as I said, I think it's dry enough to use. I want to fold it up to, I'll just get that out of the way, it's a bit wet. I want to fold it up so it makes a tag with a pocket. So what I thought I'd do is basically just fold it up like so. Do I have a bone folder? Yes, I do. My table's a little bouncy at the moment. I've got a new table, and because it's white, and I didn't really want it wrecked too quickly, I've put an MDF panel on it to protect it a little bit, but it's kind of bowed in the middle, so it's now bouncing up and down when I do things. Alright, so that's that. Now it's still a little wet. So we might just have to wait a few minutes for that to dry. Okay, what I thought I'd do is, as you would have seen, I've got some book pages and some music pages and things, and a bit of coffee dye paper. Just some scraps really, nothing too fancy. I think I might just start with something like that, just on there to start with. I'll probably will sew around the edges of these too. I kind of like that look, and I also think it helps everything stick a little bit better. Sometimes the glue doesn't seem to do the job I want it to. Just trying to get it so that most of it's got book text on it. I've got glue on my fingers already. Okay. Something to tear with. So I'm just going to tear that. I am actually going out to lunch with my family, so I was conscious of the time, but I was sort of sitting there thinking, oh, you know, I've got a little bit of time before they're due to arrive, and I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to make some tags with the junk mail, and then I thought, oh, maybe I should videotape it as well. So yeah, looking forward to that, to lunch. Alright, now, something else to put on there. I do have these flowers which I was going to put on somewhere. Hopefully they're not too big. Maybe they might be. We'll see. Although that one, yeah, that actually, I think I'll go with that one. Not that I'm going to put that on straight away because I do want a little bit of collage before I do. That is actually very white, so something with a contrast might be nice. Yep. And a little bit of the paper, coffee dyed paper. I don't want to completely cover the book page, but just something to give it a little bit of interest. Yeah, quite like that actually. What else we got? We've got a little bit of this here, which is slightly different colour, so I might just pop a tiny bit of that up the top, just for a different colouring. That's all, something like that. Yep, quite like that. So I just now what I will do is distress around those edges. I can find a distressing tool. There's one. Don't have to do this, of course, it's entirely up to you. I do like the edges distressed. At least some of them. I don't necessarily do all of them, but some of them I do. Especially if they're very white against the sort of different colours of the papers. Just go in between there where it's a little bit. Yep, okay. Alright, so I'm going to very quickly glue those down. And I do need something to lean on. Let me see, what can I see that I've got? Of course I have tidied up recently, which not good because it means I can't find anything. Never mind, we'll just work with what we've got. Been trying to have a look at some other YouTube videos, some different people that I haven't seen before, just because just for interest, and also checking out other people's channels as well. I'm only a small channel, and I do like to sort of check out what other people are doing. Now I'm thinking that would have been better under there, so that's not too bad. So yeah, just checking out other people's channels, having a look what other people are up to. It's always good, I think. Of course, it never ceases to amaze me how many incredibly talented people there are on YouTube or anywhere, Instagram, anywhere like that. It just amazing how many people have incredible talent, and I just I think in this day and age where it's all on social media, it's just amazing. When I first started crafting, for me, I didn't know anyone really who crafted. I was kind of an exception, and people would, when I would mention what I did in my spare time as a hobby, people would look at me as if I was really strange, or that I should have been, I don't know, 40 years older than I was, which is kind of really sad, because it always made me feel like I was a little bit out of whack with what life was. I don't know. Okay, this lower bit now, we might do something with that. Might use up some of these other bits that I've just chucked over there. Yeah, so it's I just can't believe how many people are doing crafting now, and the things that people are making and doing. And a lot of the people that I speak to have no idea what a junk journal is, for a start. And when I say that I make journals or junk journals, it's like, what's that? Okay, so why do you make journals out of rubbish? Or, it's and then of course you have to go through the explanation of them all. And they still, a lot of them, I gotta admit, still look at me as if I'm kind of really weird or peculiar. I don't know. But a lot of, I don't know many people who journal full stop. So maybe that has something to do with it as well. I'm not sure if I'm alone in that, you know, or what. It seems to be acceptable, I guess, to do some of the other crafts that are around, but junk journaling, well, particularly in Australia, I think it doesn't seem, well, in my circle of friends or the people I associate with, they really have no idea. They've never heard of it. So it's sort of an uphill battle, I guess, to show people what it is or explain to them what junk journaling is. I think I'm going to put that there. Right, as you can see, I'm just working on this little section here. And I think what I would do here is actually I'm not happy with that there. What I would do here, I think, is put a, I'm trying to think of the name, a label or something. You know, actually I might see if I can find some labels. I'll do that a little bit later when the glue's dry. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely put the label or something similar on that. Okay. Alright, so that would be one. And what I would do now is, as I said, some sort of a label maybe. I would sew down the sides and across. And I could round the tops, but no, maybe not. And that would be something that you could sit in a journal, glue it in. Could put, I'll probably just back it actually with coffee dyed paper so that it can be journaled on. So it would be a floating tag / pocket. I've been using, doing my coffee dyed paper using the tub method that Jar from Medieval Mirage has been doing. Had some really good results. More so when I've put darker, more coffee into the mix, so it's a darker mix, and I've left it for a little bit longer. Because it's been cooler here, it's taken them a while to dry, and I'll sort of every, you know, few hours, I suppose, I have to take out a couple more out the tub and leave them to dry. But I do like the how they're turning out. I'm not sure if you can see this one. This one was a plastic doily. The design wasn't that clear, I think. But you know, there's still a little bit of texture there, which is nice. So that would be the back that could be journaled on. So we'll leave that one to dry. What else we got? Where did I put the others? Okay. Alright, this one here, yep, this one I thought would actually make a good, could make a mini journal in there. Quite often I do that with my journals. If I've got a lot of photographs from a particular event or something, I will make a mini journal. So what I might do with this one is do the cover and put book or coffee dyed paper inside. That way I can add pages maybe later if I need to. But I think the cover to start with, let's see, where's a bigger piece? And again, I'll probably sew around the sides. It's nice to see that junk mail is useful for something, isn't it? We do seem to get a lot at different times of the year. Okay, so that's the, I guess, the base of it. And I need maybe a flower. Oh, this one might be nice. Quite like that one. I do like these pink ones, but they might actually be too big. Oh, that's a pretty one. Too wide, unless I take that off. Might leave that for something else. Ooh, yes, I like that one. Yep, almost perfect. I'll just lose a little bit on the edges, but that's fine. Love it. Alright, let's do some collage under it. Totally the opposite direction. Just basically it's breaking up the background. Just putting a little bit of interest on there. I never know which way music paper goes. The letters are there, so it must go that way. Now let's have a look. That's going there. It would have been nice to have it there. But I think it would be upside. No, that goes that way. Hang on, I'll get another piece. So it goes that way, I think. Alright, so I need something that goes like that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, as I was saying before, I've been checking out some of the smaller YouTube channels, subscribing where I can. It's really nice seeing the different crafting styles and things people are up to as well. I wish I had more time to do crafting. I so envy these people who seem to be able to do a lot of crafting, will have a lot of time to craft. Really envy them. Can't wait to retire so that I can spend more time crafting. I guess though, someone pointed out to me the other day, it's all fine and well being retired and have lots of time to craft, but if you don't have any money to buy craft materials, it could be a problem. Which I didn't want to hear about that part of it. I don't want the negatives, I only want the positives. All I know is right now I don't have enough time to craft, and I really want more time to craft. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I might just chop that off so it looks like it's... And we'll do the back as well. It's too hard to do every single little bit, so I just sort of do the main areas, just so it gives it a hint of age, I guess. Contrast, but I just want it to look a little bit more aged. Haven't done much lately. A little bit of crafting, a little bit of visiting some op shops in my local area as well. Picked up a few things, some bargains I suppose. Nothing really outstanding though. And I don't tend to do haul videos for op shops because I go quite regularly, I guess, and I might only pick up, you know, a bit of lace or I don't know, some paper or something like that. So to me it's really not worth a big video over. If I ever get something really, really good, or I get a huge amount, I certainly would, but otherwise, no. I went recently with a friend and we picked up a few bits and pieces, but she also was telling me she went the next day in her local area and she was looking at some craft bits and pieces, and one of the workers or the volunteers in the shop came and asked her if she knitted. She sort of said no because she didn't, but her aunt who was with her did. So they were, so the man sort of took them to the back of the store or wherever the new supplies were, and showed her a bag full of felting wool, which my friend does quite a bit of felting of. She's very good with what she does. She, yeah, it was a huge bag apparently, a big rubbish bag full. And as soon as she saw it, she was having it. There was no ifs or doubt there. It was just a matter, I guess, of the price. And when he said $30, she sort of jumped at it because she does know the value of, obviously, of the felt, and she felt it was actually a really good bargain. So she did jump at it, and came home with more than she actually thought initially too, because when she unpacked it all, it was a lot more because it had been really packed tightly into the bag. So when she unpacked it, I think she did tell me how many tubs worth of bits and pieces it was, but I can't remember now, but it was considerable. It was at least 5 tubs. When I say tubs, I'm talking probably tubs the size of, ooh, I'm just thinking, just looking around my room, probably maybe about that by probably the width of my screen, I guess, full of felting wool and pieces of felt. So it was an awesome pickup for her. She was absolutely wrapped. So, you know, you can be lucky, I guess. It's one of those things, isn't it? You can be exceptionally lucky when you go in that you can pick up something really good. Other times you go in, there's not really a lot there to interest you. So that's why I like to go fairly regularly, to sort of try and keep, you know, just keep checking the little craft corners and things, just to make sure that, you know, something's there. Trouble is, of course, you end up with lots and lots of stuff that you've kind of somehow got to justify. But, you know, we're crafters, we can justify it. You just never know when you're going to use it, that's what I say. My problem is, of course, storing, which I'm sure a lot of you have the same issue. Storing's always an issue. I'm lucky. I have a room dedicated, well, half a room, I guess, or 3/4 of the room is my craft area. The other quarter is my work computer, work desk, and work computer. It probably, really, I should probably have more space for that, but, you know, the craft stuff takes over. And I have to keep rearranging it. I have to keep buying new tubs because I keep using all my things. Alright, so now I will put some coffee dyed paper in the middle. This one, I'm not sure what happened, what I put on this one. I can't remember now, but it's left this interesting pattern. So just glue this one down, and as I said, I will sew around the edge, so I don't need to worry too much about the edges. Alright, might let that dry before I trim that one. What's this one? This one I might just make into a journaling card. So again, start with probably a book page. Not quite wide enough, so I might go for this one. Yep. Oops, rats. Didn't mean to do that. Corner pun. Where are we? Solve that problem. Take the corners off. Okay. Now, let's have a look. What do we got? Try and use up some of these little scraps, I think. What picture was I going to use? Let's have a look. Actually, that one's quite pretty. Might actually do that. I think I like that. It looks quite pretty. do like things the right way up. It's probably a bit pedantic, but I do like them the right way up. Okay, let's have a look at that. I think that looks quite pretty. Could even have it that way actually. That's probably better. Then I need something here, I think. What have we got? Let's have a look. And again, I think a label on there would look good too. I'll have to dig out my labels, I think. Yep. Okay, what have we got? I'll just trim this one now. Not sure how I'm going time-wise. I try not to go over the half hour if I can help it, just because, I don't know, I think half hour's a good time. Alright, so there's those. Now this one is a little bit flimsy. Let me see, what can I do with this one? Yeah, something a bit different. How's that? It's a journaling spot. So, right, there's another example. That one was a bit of curtain lace, I think, actually, that one. It's quite good. That I think I'll pop in the middle. So that will be glued down, so that doesn't need anything. So I guess it's just a matter of covering the front little fold parts. So okay, so that's one side. Need to trim that a little bit, I think. Now the other side, might pop that there and then cover that with something else. Let's have a look. I've got this different coloured one here. Let's have a look. Does it? Yeah, I think that will work. Oops, and I just got glue all in the middle. Did not mean to do that. Hopefully this piece is big enough. Ooh. Okay, we'll cover that top corner with something. Okay, we need something on the front there. Actually, I didn't use any of those little doilies, did I? Let's have a look. These doilies, or doily scans, were from my own scans. So, what if I put something like that and cut it? I like that idea, but I do need something still at the top. So, I've got a very tiny strip of music paper here that might be nice there. But I still need something to fill that spot there. So maybe just a little bit of paper. Pop that up there. It's not going to cover it. Let's have a look. Just pop that there. Now, if I put that there, I still need something as a focal point. I think these are a bit too big. Let's have a look. I really wanted to use this one. What if I put that and trimmed it? Yep, I'm going to do a bit of surgery. That one on that side somehow, and that one on this side somehow. Don't know if that's going to work now that I've cut it. Oh, that's a shame. No, I don't think it will. Unless I take that one off. just take this little bit off so that I can take this bit off. Okay, so that will sit like so. I don't mind losing that bit a little. Needs a little bit more, I think. Let's try that. Okay, I'm happy to do that. Now this one, I think that'll work there. Now this one, even if we pop that like that, I think I like that. And I'm not even going to attempt to do the distress the edges on this one. Way too many little bits. So much for using the doily. I'm just going to trim these off because sometimes they get caught on other things and end up ripping off anyway. And I'd rather not let them get ripped off, so to speak. Okay. Quite like that. It's a little, yeah, okay. Now what I will do is glue this into here, and I'm just going to use the plainest part because I'll save the pattern bit for something else, although I might use that side. This one's got, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I did actually have an embossing plate in the tub with all the bits, so it's obviously got a little bit of the embossing part in there as well. Alright, I will go off camera now, finish them up with a bit of sewing around the edges and see if I can find my little tags. Whoops. And then I will show you how they're finished. There's something to just fold that. That's it. And this one. Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, after a long time, a lot of arguing with my sewing machine, so much so that I ended up Googling what was wrong because the thread just keeps snapping. It's just ridiculous. So I've changed the thread, I've done all sorts of things. Anyway, in the end, I've changed the needle. And I managed to get them finished, so we'll see what happens, whether it's, that's the problem, I'm not sure. Anyway, finally finished, and I did put some labels on them, and I did distress ink around the edges. So this is the first one, or one of them, which opens up like so, and it has the little label there, and it can be glued down onto your page. There's the journaling card, which now has the label, and I did put some coffee dyed paper on the back. Do have the little journal cover one, and finally this one here with the pocket. So that's my junk mail, upcycled, I guess you'd call it, for today. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.